Good morning, everyone, and thank you for choosing Market Briefing, market analysis, and financial news. Every day, our goal is to provide you with a thorough and knowledgeable analysis of the most relevant financial news to help you navigate the complex economic landscape. Let's begin our daily review. Market analysis, November 21, 2023. Asian equity markets pushed higher on Tuesday, taking cues from Wall Street, where the S&P 500 posted its strongest close since August. Gains were broad-based across the region, with South Korean and Australian benchmarks also inching up. Stocks with exposure to China likewise caught a bid, as evidenced by the Golden Dragon Index of U.S.-listed Chinese companies surging over 3.5%. Driving the upbeat sentiment were substantial gains for U.S. technology and growth stocks overnight. The tech-heavy Nasdaq 100 hit 22-month peaks, aided by stellar earnings from the likes of Zoom Video Communications. Chipmaker Nvidia is also on tap to report results later today, with its numbers keenly anticipated. U.S. index futures held steady in early Asian trading following the bullish lead from Wall Street. Market strategists remain optimistic on the outlook, expecting the S&P 500 to challenge all-time highs early next year before a potential mid-year pullback. In the bond market, nervousness lingers regarding the strength of China's economic recovery, especially worries around its ailing property sector. Banks in the country are reportedly putting together rescue financing packages for nearly 50 distressed developers. Meanwhile, the U.S. dollar extended losses after Monday's well-received 20-year Treasury bond auction cooled yields and drew buyers. The greenback fell to an 11-week trough against its major peers. Longer-dated Treasury yields eased further in Asia to around 4.4% after spiking to near 5% last month. The calmer backdrop allowed risk assets in Asia to start the week on solid footing. Attention, however, remains focused on growth signals out of China, with upcoming earnings from Baidu and Quasar Technology monitored for clues. In currencies, the Australian dollar was better bid following the Reserve Bank of Australia's latest meeting minutes. Policymakers suggested rates may remain steady over the next few quarters after reaching a peak. The upbeat tone gave the Aussie a lift. Before proceeding with our analysis, we would like to remind you that your support is very important to us. If you enjoy this video and find our content helpful and engaging, please consider giving it a thumbs up and subscribing to our channel. This helps us grow and provide you with even more quality content. Now, let's get back to the news on the financial markets and the latest updates. The US dollar extended losses against major currencies on Tuesday after posting its weakest close since August on Monday. The dollar index dipped below 103.50 to start the trading week as rising risk appetite allowed flows into stock markets and reduced demand for the safe haven greenback. Investor focus now turns to the release of the Federal Reserve October policy meeting minutes later today, which could provide clues on future rate hike plans. Existing home sales data will also draw attention, while inflation figures out of Canada are keenly watched. Against individual currencies this week, the dollar has seen the biggest declines versus the Japanese yen at -1.64%. The New Zealand dollar and Canadian dollar also booked solid gains against the greenback, rising 1.20% and 0.97% respectively since last week. In the Asia-Pacific region, the Australian dollar continued its surge from Monday, cracking a near 3-month high above 0.6600 today. Driving the move was hawkish rhetoric from the Reserve Bank of Australia in recently released November meeting minutes. Policymakers saw stronger grounds for further tightening to contain inflation risks. The euro held above the 1.0950 level, getting a small lift after European Central Bank Governing Council member François Villeroy de Galhau commented interest rates may have reached a plateau. The pound also caught bids, hitting highs not seen since September beyond 1.2540. A notable outlier in recent days has been the yen, still nursing losses following September's currency intervention by Japanese authorities. Dollar-yen plunged below 147.50 today, losing nearly 1% and touching lows not visited since mid-September. Shifting to commodities, gold prices are on the ascent, with the precious metal adding 0.8% to trade above $1,990. The rise aligns with broader softness in the US dollar. In Canada, Headline inflation is expected to moderate in October to an annual rate of 3.2% from 3.8% previously. Any signs of cooling price pressures could impact expectations for further Bank of Canada policy tightening. The Canadian dollar is holding steady ahead of the critical data. Key events this week. ECB President Christine Lagarde and German Finance Minister Christian Lindner speak, Tuesday. U.S. existing home sales, Tuesday. FOMC issues minutes from the November 1st policy meeting, Tuesday. NVIDIA's earnings, Tuesday. Canada's update to the government's fiscal and economic outlook, Tuesday. Eurozone consumer confidence, Wednesday. U.S. initial jobless claims, University of Michigan consumer sentiment, durable goods, Wednesday. Bank of Canada Governor Tiff Macklem speaks, Wednesday. Eurozone S&P Global Manufacturing and Services PMI, Thursday. Thanksgiving holiday, U.S. markets closed, Thursday. ECB publishes account of October policy meeting, Thursday. Germany IFO business climate, Friday. U.S. S&P Global Manufacturing PMI, Friday. Black Friday, traditional kickoff for the U.S. holiday shopping season. ECB's Christine Lagarde speaks, Friday. Watch, Jane Foley at Rabobank talks about markets. Some of the main moves in markets. Stocks. S&P 500 futures rose 0.1% as of 9:32 a.m. Tokyo time. The S&P 500 rose 0.7%. Nasdaq 100 futures rose 0.1%. The Nasdaq 100 rose 1.2%. Hang Seng futures rose 1%. Japan's Topix fell 0.4%. Australia's S&P/ASX 200 rose 0.2%. Euro Stoxx 50 futures rose 0.1%. Currencies. The Bloomberg Dollar Spot Index was little changed. The euro was little changed at $1.0944. The Japanese yen was little changed at 148.35 per dollar. The offshore yuan was little changed at 7.1604 per dollar. The Australian dollar was little changed at $0.6563. Cryptocurrencies. Bitcoin rose 0.3% to $37,535.12. Ether rose 0.2% to $2,029.88. Bonds. The yield on 10-year Treasuries declined 1 basis point to 4.41%. Australia's 10-year yield declined 4 basis points to 4.47%. Commodities. West Texas Intermediate crude fell 0.3% to $77.62 a barrel. Spot gold rose 0.2% to $1,982.93 an ounce. In conclusion, we'd like to thank you for watching Market Briefing, market analysis and financial news. If you enjoyed our insights and found the information helpful, please consider leaving a like and subscribing to our channel to stay updated with future analyses. Thank you again for your support, and we'll see you soon with more interesting news. Remember, the information in this video is purely informational and does not constitute investment advice. Always consult with a professional before making financial decisions.